Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Beacon Pines. Last time we left off, we were a hard cop. And now I have the option to be a sly cop, which I imagine is probably going to be Beck doing the interrogation. But I think I want to go down this side. Like I said, the branch over here is getting pretty far. So I want to see what's going on down this branch with Iggy. So, who drew himself up, decided to flight.
Luka drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise.
Well, that worked.
As it struck true and taut.
Now we're just gonna rappel across. Wow, can't believe that worked. Me either. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Also, yeah, it struck me, fine, we know where that leads them. It struck me that, Iggy, grabbed the, sweater that, that Luka had in the treehouse. That's the coat. Or the winter coat, you know, sweater, winter coat, it's not a sweater, it's a coat. That was chilling in the treehouse. We examined it earlier. This way, and we'll take the tunnels. Alright, you know where that lands us.
Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luka stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice.
Was it ice?
In fact, it was ice.
That's funny. Because we've been seeing all this stuff about ice, so I'm like, is it ice? The source?
Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luka's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luka pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
Yeah, this is just in the middle of the woods, right? Why is it so cold here in the middle of the woods? Why is the source cold? Well, how is it it's snowing here? We're not on top of a mountain or anything. This is just a random spot in the middle of the woods where it's super snowy and cold. What sort of ancient demon is living here? This is some old god shit. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost them. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. I still gotta give Iggy the shit voice. If anything, we went downhill. Wait, that's interesting. What I just mentioned, I'm pretty sure that's Luka's coat, right? If that's Luka's coat, why doesn't the hood have holes for Luka's horns? It has holes for the ears, but not the horns. Interesting, we won't think about it. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. Ugh. I love snow themes in games. It's the sense of ambiance they give you, the instruments they use. I just always love snow themes. In snowy areas, just in general.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. Uh-huh. Alrighty, let's go. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin. It's down a bit from last time. Did you report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh, still within safe ranges. Wait, what? That's the Beacon Pines sign, right? Right? This is the little area that's between the town and Luka's house, where I walk to, and then there's that other path that says it leads out of Beacon Pines, and then that would take me straight to the square over there where they're standing. And that's the big sign. Maybe spreading, but it's under control for now. Maybe spreading. So there's like an area of intense cold, and I'm guessing the way the ice bomb goes off is Juniper somehow unleashes this, allows it to spread more, and it just spreads and freezes everyone. Even a small nudge in equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. Wild. Is this like the real Beacon Pines and the other one is a clone? A fake? I don't know. So many questions. What's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. I'm pretty sure that's Beacon Pines because you can see the pine tree logo at the top. Yup.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
Well, this is certainly going places. This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? You see, this is the alternate version of Beacon Pines. It's like Silent Hill, you know? There's normal Silent Hill, and then there's like weird Silent Hill. How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought out before, it was cold too. Yeah. Maybe all of it leads to one source. You think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. Didn't think I was gonna be teaming up with Iggy, but media and stories in general do just love turning the villain into a friend. What? That must have been timed. I'm just walking around this stump. Luka? Luka, are you there?
Luka had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luka looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luka responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You know my parents? Never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luka winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Yes, that we do. Are you gonna like Handsome Jack talk shit to us the entire time we're walking around now? God, this music is beautiful. So wait, this should be, yeah, this is the square. This is the square. There's the little bridge. Yeah. Does stuff look familiar to you? Looks like the barrel near the puddle I, shoved me into, yeah. Uh-huh.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
I always love that visual of like tree branches with an entire layer of ice around it. It looks so magical. Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. Yeah, it is pretty shit what happened to Iggy. I mean, Iggy's a horrible bully and all that, but they don't deserve this. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luka could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run. Yeah, so now we know what Juniper was trying to do with the suit. Juniper wasn't going in to plant a bomb. Juniper was basically going in to make the ice nuke go off, because the other people in the suits mentioned that even the smallest thing could cause the equilibrium to come out of balance. Interesting, interesting. This game keeps surprising me in new ways. It doesn't stop surprising me.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luka went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but snow. Must be an explanation for all this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled, the town is destroyed, and everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luka peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry.
No.
Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luka a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luka allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest it for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
This is quite the tone change. This is very somber. I mean, you know, stuff was very bad when we left off last time, but this is just like a total tone shift to like kind of just magical almost. Like before it's like, oh god, yeah, things are going bad, but we were with like Beck and Rollo and funny stuff was happening, and then this one we're with Iggy, everything's kind of quiet and tranquil, but it's kind of hiding this sinister sort of feeling behind it. I've been having a bit of a rough few days, so it's always nice to sit down with Beacon Pines and just kind of immerse myself in this world and story. The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? You're getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Interesting thing to say, considering our situation. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. You're supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. At least you admitted you were being an ass. You know, it's done so much, it's a trope and everything, but I will still always like the villain turned good guy slash friend. It still gets me every time. There's just something I like about it. Assuming they're not too horrible. Like, you know, if they did something too horrible, I'm like, okay, you're never getting forgiven. But if they were kind of an asshole and then turned themselves around, I always really like that. Those are the characters I usually end up liking the most because there's so much character growth to be had there. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Jeez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get in the fights?
Iggy shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. Luka, there's a lot of people that are assholes because they're bored. Unfortunately. You wouldn't understand. You and Rollo are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luka Van Horn. With his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. And she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know.
Luka gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Must be raining out here. Oh my god, the Roy Mustang. It's a terrible day for rain. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all this.
Luka's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luka? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luka could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. Oh. Damn.
The house smelled of warm bread.
I mean, God. They do a good job of making me actually feel sorry for Iggy. The main benefit here is Iggy was like being an ass, but Iggy wasn't doing something horrible. It's not like Iggy killed Luka's puppy or some shit. But Iggy was still being an ass, but it's still nice to see Iggy turn around and kind of find out some of the reasoning behind that. I'm not looking forward to these dreams. All of these dreams so far, horrible. They've been awful.
Luka was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luka spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luka turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
I wonder if all the people in the yellow suits are people from this Beacon Pines? Like, are there two, like, alternate realities going on here? Maybe I'm thinking into this way too much, and it's way simpler than I'm thinking. But as, like, this older version of Luka from this, like, Ice Age version of Beacon Pines, and they're somehow trying to stop it from happening to the current Beacon Pines, or something? Multiverse theory? I don't know.
Look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials.
Oh.
Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luka snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive.
Uh-oh.
The day he chose to abandon us. Luka turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luka was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went.
I find it interesting that you have a limp. I'm like, I don't know, do I need to keep that in mind for something? Is Luka going to break his leg at some point in the story?
He grabbed Luka's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luka heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting.
Yeah, this crystal clear, perfect image you have of your life with your parents when you were younger was not the case, and you built up a fake reality around it. Or you built up fake memories, rather.
Do what we did next. Luka gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward.
What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people.
The Hippocratic Oath, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You're not just gonna stand aside and let this crazy disease take over the town.
I won't turn my back on them.
Luka's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder.
What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice.
Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son?
Luka flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luka, is that you, buddy?
With tears in his eyes, Luka descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luka eye to eye.
Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all.
Luka placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luka's ears.
Listen to me, Luka. I have some business to take care of.
I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luka hugged his father tightly. Promise?
Walt stood up and walked to the door.
He glanced over his shoulder.
I promise.
With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Oof.
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
Oof. God. That was rough. This game does a very, very, very good job of making you feel the emotions and everything. The narrator does a fantastic job, I should say, at delivering those lines where there's like nothing on screen. Just totally leaning into the narration. It's so, so good. And yeah, Walt is like, look, I don't care about myself. I have to do this. I owe it to people that this disease doesn't give out. And Luka's mom is like, no, what about me and your son? And he's like, I have a duty, I have to do it. And yeah, that's a rough call. It's, you know, it's about being selfish and putting you and your family above everyone else and stuff. I don't know. Game is hitting hard today.
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. At first I thought it was Dawn, but now I see the tail. You're like a mouse?
Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Wow, Iggy, your head was sounding pretty hollow there. Get your hands off me!
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Luka looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. I don't think we should, Luka. Everybody will freeze to death. I know it was a different kind of lowering temperature. I'm just being dumb. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great. How about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Natt.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? You're a dork. Very well.
Natt began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. Do you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luka, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Natt relented.
Very well. I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luka and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Natt took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Natt exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luka and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Natt, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe, or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kara and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. Okay, that's one of my hypotheses. That this was the real one and we're living in like a fake version. Find a way home has been crossed off. Man, this objective menu, they never have like a normal crossing off of the objective. It's always like subverted some way, like get into trouble with Rolo and you're just walking around and Roxy catches you and then it crosses off getting in trouble with Rolo. This is find a way home and boom. We're home because this is Beacon Pines. It's super neat. You both grew up here. But the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Luka and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all in and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is uncover.
Natt narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luka began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they
He
could...
looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home...
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Natt called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simple, head west through Weepwood. Yeah, we don't want to see the real Beacon Pines.
Chapter 6.
Okay, well that was the lore dump episode, and I think we're gonna end things off there. Well, I threw a bunch of things at the wall and one of them did stick. This is the old Beacon Pines, and we're living in like a fake copy version of it with a bunch of doppelgangers and all of that. So, neat. I didn't expect this to go this route, I'll be honest. I expected it to be a nice, clean, there's a shady corpo hanging out in the small town and they're doing something to the villagers and there's a rebel group that's going to stop them and Juniper's part of the rebel group, but things seem much, much more messy than that, which I'm honestly very thankful for, because I don't like seeing exactly where the story's going to go from the start, so cool. It's subverting expectations without subverting them so much that it just gets tiresome, which is nice. Really, really enjoying Beacon Pines right now. It's a fantastic game, so hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time for some more.